We're live. Welcome, folks. Fun show today. First of all, we're going to make some progress in the longing. It's crazy because these crystals I had to break in real time. It took like hours. So I would click on it and he would start like hammering at it. That's the game, baby. 400 days to beat it. It's insane. It was a pain to harvest, as you can see. But it sure looks nice. This one goes right up on my wall at home. Forgot to close the door, but my cat's here, so I'll let him chill for now. But yeah, on today's show, on today's docket, the Blood of Zeus final thoughts. I finished the first season. I'll tell you all about it. I'm going to make a comparison between Blood of Zeus and this character. That's all I'm going to say for now, but trust me, it fits. It's going to be great. I'm also going to be talking about this list I made just yesterday. Very rough. But essentially, on February, every single day of February, I'm going to be watching a quote-unquote best movies of 2020. Like the chances are going to be nominated for Best Picture. We'll see which one, rises above the crop. Of course, I have seen a few that came out in 2020. I did go. There was a lucky part where there was like a 3-month section in the summertime where the theaters were actually open, so I got to see a bunch. And speaking of which, this is my movie of the year so far. So every single thing that's here is looking to beat it. Chances are it won't. I'll go into why. But yeah, so we'll start with the longing. Music that's playing is from the YouTube library. I might have to switch it. I got chat here. I'll check periodically. But yeah, so we're going to go into the progress. So first of all, Blood of Zeus. Talked about it in the... I finished the show to take part in a crossover within Immortals Phoenix Rising. Lived up to the hype, but, within lower expectations. By the way, we're getting ready for disappointment here. Usually when there's a dead end, it gives us a disappointment, which is an actual quantifiable collectible in this game. A clump of moss. So we got 3 moss here. So everything is in real time in this game. Which is why I try to play it every day and talk about whatever is on my mind. And so yeah, Blood of Zeus, finished it. 9 episodes on Netflix. Incredibly violent, mature, 2D animated Western anime about Greek mythology. It's fantastic. It has everything. It has everything you would expect. All the gods, Zeus, you name it. Main character is a bastard, normal human being, but let's just say there's more than meets the eye, and he's a terrific protagonist. But the series as a whole, what it actually is a Greek tragedy. Of course, it's animated and it's filled with action, but everything is thick, and I mean it like in terms of like gravy. You know what I mean? Everything is, the drama is thick, the action is thick, the character designs and their proudness is it's felt. So yeah, skipping songs is a pain when it comes to this audio library. Someday I'll figure it out, but until then. So, and yeah, when I say Greek tragedy, capital G, capital T, it's extremely dramatic. Like, almost too much, I once dreamed that I was the king myself. What a beautiful dream that was. By the way, the king is going to wake up in 400 days, now 383. Slowly making our way to the king waking up. Okay, this might be a little too loud, but I don't know. It's just on my end. Anyway, point is, there's barely any comedy, and that's not a flaw of the show, but it's almost unbingeable. I didn't binge it. I went through it within 4 days. But once you're done with an episode, you feel heavy, man. Like, it's heavy and intense, but in a good way. But it's also extremely proud of itself. Like the character designs, how the gods look, the seamlessness of the action, and the how the storytelling is delivered in terms of premise. You know what I mean? Like what they knew before it was even animated. They knew, like, man, these moments are going to hit hard, and they knew that fact, and they were proud of that fact, and that shines through everything, to the point where the one thing I was thinking, like, how to describe this series, and as ridiculous as it is, the best thing I could think of is this character from Futurama. This character from Futurama, which is this gigantic, lazy, golden chair. Like, there is no standing. His legs are like the chair's legs. And every time you see him, this is what happens.
Chocolate icing! Oh my.
He just loves getting that hot chocolate gravy just slattered all over himself, right? Here's the thing about this character. Is extremely compelling, right? Any second hedonism bot, which by the way I had to look it up, I didn't know his name, but you remember this character. If you watch Futurama, he's a tiny character and he barely matters. Like there's literally no storyline that revolve around him, but he is one of the most remembered characters because every second he's on screen is compelling. It's must watch, right? And I could watch this clip. We could watch this clip for an hour, right? For 3 hours though, it gets a little heavy. He's a lot, you know what I mean? And that's the show. Blood of Zeus, for as incredible as it is in all aspects, is a lot, and you feel it. It's like a weight, you know what I mean? And but still fantastic. I gave it a solid 9 out of 10. But see, he's always eating grapes, rubbing himself. So that's Zeus. Extremely proud, extremely compelling, but a little much. That's Blood of Zeus, baby. But I still highly recommend it, especially if you love Greek mythology. Back to music. Whoop. So yeah, that's it for the... Yeah, season 2 is coming. By the way, season 1 is perfect as a whole. Like they knew beginning, middle, and end, and they did not know if they were going to get canceled. So they put it all out on the line, and it shows. And we got to respect them for it. Crossover itself was alright. I was more happy with Jake from Adventure Time being in the game, which was happenstance, you know, it just happened to be that way. I streamed both of those, both the crossover and Jake in Immortals Phoenix Rising was awesome. But, so that's that for Blood of Zeus. Until season 2 arrives, I shall not speak of it again. Actually, it will probably be on my list of best animated shows of 2020, which will one day arrive. But first we gotta get through the movies. And let me get to the end of this path here before I show you the next thing on our show, which is the films, which I can't wait to show you. Because I'll show you my process, first of all. Second of all, how insanely good that list is. How it's impossible to actually watch everything. And how we're going to have to make some hard cuts, and you're going to help me do them. I got to change this page every time for the songs to switch. It's a pain. I'll have to download them, I guess. Check it out. Perfect. I think that, by the way, this is it. Like to go back, we'd have to walk in real time. It's brutal. Oh, never mind. We can climb here. Ooh, this is unexpected. This is a surprise. We can jump. We can go back. It's good too, because there's a thing on the floor here I've never seen before. So, I knew there was, like in my head, there was at least 50 movies that I knew I was gonna watch. So the easy ones I missed that I remembered, a piece of chalk. Now I will be able to paint the pale moon that will remain forever enshrouded. Good writing, by the way. Like it's not much, but it's the one thing that's kept me going, because most of the rewards that take weeks to actually happen are just more paths, or they're disappointing. Like so far in this game, in 383 days, right? So how many is that? That's 17 days. I've been playing this game for 17 days technically, and there has yet to be something satisfying happen. But that's the game, right? For all I know, something could have happened, it's just I didn't find it yet. Or we just have to wait long enough. Again, this game is highly praised. It wouldn't be so if there wasn't something satisfying to come. Give me a sec here, I'm just going to close the door. It'll take literally 3 seconds. Okay, and since now, you know what, no, I can keep walking. So yeah, the movies list, right? So I had 15 in my head, so we had to fill out the rest of the calendar. My bad. February, of course, is the shortest month of the year, which means 28 days. That's 28 films, and that's at a minimum. Very important. Because one of the perfect examples of that is Small Axe. Small Axe is a Amazon exclusive series that is 5 feature films. So it's not really a TV show, but it counts officially as a TV show. All 5 episodes directed by Steve McQueen, one of the best directors working today. Of course, he did 12 Years a Slave, which is his biggest film, and his masterpiece won Best Picture for good reason, by the way. 12 Years a Slave lives up to the hype, but of course, because it lives up to the hype, it's extremely hard to watch. But he did Hunger, he did Shame, and he did Widows, which is his latest film, which I haven't seen. Point is, he's very prolific. So he did a series, five movies. Okay, so that's, I knew that I would watch all 5 of those, and I would count those as 1 day each. Now, I stopped here because I literally can't go down the steps. I don't know why. Give me a sec here. Got it. I think that's full circle, so we're gonna... Yeah, that's it. We're leaving the game. So that's been The Longing. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll find some new paths. The song is starting off well. So here we go, right? Now, this will fix because it's a notepad. I made it, like, real quick. So, like I said, 15 of these, I was like, boom, boom, boom. And then I needed the rest. I need a full 28 days, which I now have. But look at all the extra films that I could add. That's double. I could have 2 months worth every day, and all of these are extremely well regarded. I'm not taking... There's no chances taken here. Every one of these are critically acclaimed, and I will prove that by research. By the way, this song, fantastic. So yeah, and see right here, small axe, 5 films. I thought that would take 5 slots, so 10 to 15 would be one of each. But there's so many that will just be added. That will just be extra movies I have to watch any specific day. It's crazy. Now I could break these down, and I will some other time, but I just want to show you like a quick, easy way. Say you just write best movie of 2020 Google. It's that simple. But here's where the flaws appear. Look, they give you this list: popular 2020 movies, extremely dangerous. I don't know why they put this here, and it's horrible. Because right here, there's 2 guaranteed great films, 4 if you're pushing it. Okay, so the guaranteed 2, which I haven't even seen, are Let 'Em Go and One Night in Miami. By the way, both of them are on this list. And again, both extremely high critical acclaim. Tenet, which is alright, right? And The Midnight Sky, also apparently alright, but it's directed by George Clooney. So for that, there should be, you know what I mean? It should at least be seen. But the other four are garbage. Straight up garbage. Perfect example, Sightless, right? You click on it, takes 2 seconds. You write any movie up here. Takes 2 seconds to figure out, nope. And 5.4 is horrible. I got a basic roll of above 6.5 at the least. That's at the least, and that's IMDb, of course. Damn it, music, every time. And Rotten Tomatoes, I'm more lenient, right? But at least above 50. But this is like, you know, right away, trash. Like, why would you watch this? But somebody who doesn't know would take that chance, especially a teenager. They're like, they see a teenage girl, she's the girl from Riverdale, let's go, right? But it's not the best. There's a very big difference between best and popular. And so yeah, first article, Rotten Tomatoes. I love Rotten Tomatoes. I use it constantly. And this is ranked by Tomato Meter. Rotten Tomatoes, very important. The percentage is not the actual score of the film, as if it's positive or negative. If it's positive, it goes +1. If it's negative, it goes -1. I believe 6 and higher is positive, 5 and below is negative. Which means that a movie that has 100% does not mean it's a great movie. If 100 people score a movie 6 out of 10, that movie has 100%. That's how it works. But it's still a 6 out of 10 film. Very important. People make that mistake. And so this, right? I'll skip ahead. By the way, they put 230 films. It's crazy. Trust me, I had to make some hard cuts. But just to prove my point, is that the top 10 highest rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes of 2020, you would be remiss if you could know 2 of them. I could guess right now, not remembering what they are, that you don't know 5 of them. I can guarantee that. I can promise that. I myself could not. I'm like, what? His House, I know. His House came out on Halloween on Netflix. Highly regarded. It's on the list. Can't wait to watch it. Now, Host, which is pretty surprising, right? Host, number 4 movie of the year. Are you kidding me, right? But this is my point, is that Host, because of the quarantine, and because everybody was hungry for quarantine content, right? Perfect timing. 7.70 is extremely high, though. I'm very surprised by that. But still, it's not 8. Very big difference. And Host, by the way, is one of the best horror movies of the year. But in my, it's not top 3. There's others that I love a lot more than that, which is, so you can see the disparity in what I mean. So yeah, so we have His House, Host, right? Those are the 2 clearly we know. Camp, I don't know. Disability documentary. Weird, dark comedy. Foreign film about immigration. Another weird documentary about some artists we don't know. and a Chechenian film that was on HBO. You know, political documentary, and same thing, political documentary. So that's the top 10, right? The only 3 we know for sure. The only 2 we know is His House and Host, and that's only if you like horror. The other 8, good luck, you know what I mean? You might have seen Crip Camp because it's on Netflix, but the others, and like I said, so I had to parse it out. So, like, this is not a official list, right? But if you take your time to look through these, do your own research. A perfect example, by the way, Wolfwalkers. I just recently said on one of these types of shows that Wolfwalkers was better than Pixar's Soul. Proven here, of course. But see, this one right here. Never, rarely, sometimes, always. I never watch trailers. It's one of the best things I do. It's one of the best decisions I've made in life. The 2 best decisions I've made: don't watch trailers and don't drink pop. That's it. Those 2 as severely affected my life in a extremely positive way. Not knowing what you're going to watch when you go into it, other than knowing that it's great, is a gift. Because I never watch bad movies just based on research, I'm never let down, and I'm always surprised. It is an incredible life. Highly recommend it. But point is, so see, this is number 18. I've also seen it on Chris Tuckman's list. It was in his top 5. Like, I've read this, I believe, but it's not like I let it enter my brain. So as far as I know, this movie, I have no idea what it's about. And I know that most people haven't seen it, and just because of that, it deserves to be seen, you know, because it's that high. I was talking about Small Axe earlier. One of them is here, and they're all on here. They're extremely high. So yeah, and it's a mix of everything. So I do have 28 official, but we're going to clean this up. But most of these are going to stay. Especially like News of the World, of course, is like Tom Hanks' newest film. It's a Western, right? The Five Bloods, Spike Lee horror film. Fast of Night, some weird like lo-fi horror film. Bad Education with Hugh Jackman in his school, based on a real story. La Llorona, apparently the best horror film of the year. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is Chadwick Boseman's last film. Not only is it his last film, but if you were to look at the research, it's apparently his best performance. You know how rare that is? Where unfortunately an actor died and it's horrible and it's a tragedy. It really was a tragedy. Like, the last one I can think of is Robin Williams, right? In a similar case of how bad it was. And for their last film, Antoine Yelchin, right? So for his last film to be his best performance, man, that is a gift. So I can't wait for that. One Night in Miami, man. All 4 black icons, Hypothetical, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, all meet up. Anyway, Another Round, Mads Mikkelsen, Danish film about like a group of friends who just drink binge. Weird dark comedy. So again, I could go in all of these. And like I said, I have more than enough. All of these are worth watching, period. Or else they wouldn't be written down. Like, these are already funneled from a possible list of even more, you know? So yeah, we'll get through it. And of course I mixed in a few fun things. Like, these are not all Oscar baits, you know, they're not all Best Picture nominees. Like, the 2 best examples are Extraction and The Old Guard, which are 2 action films on Netflix. Extraction is, I believe, the second most watched film on Netflix, period, of all of them, which is a big deal. And it's like super well received. Like, people love it as an action film, right? But nobody, and I mean nobody, has yet to put it on their list, which is a big statement, right? Awesome action film, but it's not one of the best movies of 2020. And that's the difference. Good is not good enough, especially in this case where we're trying to power through all the things we missed, because we all missed stuff. 2020 was rough on everybody. So everybody has blind spots, and yeah, I'm trying to rectify that. Take you on the journey, tell you which ones are actually worth taking your time to suffer through. Because if we're being honest, most of these films are dramas, right? That's the unfortunate reality of our world, is that the best movies every year are either animated films or dramas. You know, you're lucky to see a horror film, action film, or comedy ever in the best films. I'm trying to change that, right? Which is why I love Croods 2 so much. Croods 2, best comedy of the year. It's not even close. By the way, the comedy people mention, the only comedy people mention of 2020 that people care about is Palm Springs. And Palm Springs, weak. And I mean, like it's Groundhog Day. It's literally Groundhog Day. It's part of the premise that's the joke. Like, hey, you've seen Groundhog Day? This is what we're in. This is the, you know what I mean? It's Adam Sandberg from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And there's a Netflix show also, Russian Doll. Russian Doll had the same concept. And they were done much better in those. So the fact that Palm Springs is the only comedy people mention in the first place shows you how weak of a year it was for comedy. Hence why Croods is in there. So, but yeah. So as you can see, that's what I wrestle with. So it's a perfect mix of the actual best movies of 2020 and a few guilty pleasures that would either, you know, an incredible comedy or an incredible action film or an incredible horror film to balance out the heaviness of everything else. So yeah. That's it. As you can see, you know, the passion bleeds. I bleed passion, baby. Trust me. Once you do this stuff, you play the best games, you watch the best shows, and you watch the best films. Every day is a good day. So I'll take you on that journey. By the way, Sound of Metal, as of now, is the best film of 2020. And it's not even close. To me, after I watched this film, I was so blown away that in my head, nothing could beat it. And that's the bar, baby. That's how it goes. And it's not like I don't want anything to beat it. That's just, again, it's how you go with your heart. Everybody has different perspective. Everybody has a different way to take in things. Also, the mood, man. Depending on the mood you're in when you watch something, it could change your life, or it could be the worst thing you've seen that week. You know, that's just how it goes. So yeah, Sound of Metal is the one to beat. And like I said, I highly doubt anything will. But we'll find out every day. Febuary, report on each thing. It's gonna be sick. I promise you some quality, and we're gonna have some fun. So until next time, love and respect. Peace.